Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Britt here, and today I am going to show you my June spreads I've done in my Hobonichi Techo. Yes, I am still keeping up, or should I say catching up with it. I do let a few days pass and then I have to kind of backtrack. But I am proud at the fact that I have thus far for the past 6 months been keeping up with doodling in my journal just about every day. So without further ado, let's get started. So I will talk a little bit through this video. To start off, I made this sticker, and it is up in my shop. It is for the June calendar, which I just posted in here. Then I started off using my pink, I think I used my pink TWSBI for this, or one of my TWSBIs. I don't know, maybe the pink wasn't out yet. But I used one of my TWSBIs with the pink ink because I thought I was going to use all pink this month. And I didn't like it because the ink I have kind of bled through a little bit. So on the next day, I tried to use some acrylic paint since I was all into this acrylic mode for some reason. And I used like a clear gold, but I should have put a couple of coats because you could still see the pink from the other side. So it kind of bled through, and there was a lot of shading on this one. So I came out with a new sticker set, which I posted on my Instagram stories and on Instagram. So for those of you who want to keep up with some of the things I have in my Etsy shop, I do a lot of posts on Instagram, so you can follow me there. And then the next day, I really liked how I had seen a lot of this on YouTube with a lot of bujos. And so I wanted to try it myself, and I decided to do that for the Goulet Pens giveaway, matchup giveaway, where you draw this with your fountain pen. And this ink is actually the Robert Oster Dark Chocolate. Here I had an unboxing where I got this Sojourner from Rowena, and it is absolutely beautiful. I posted this on my Instagram as well. This is in the A5 size, which is my very first A5 Sojourner. And then unfortunately Kate Spade had passed away on this day, and so I just did an ode to Kate Spade by just drawing some of her bags that she made. Okay, and then this day I did my canvas painting, which is also posted on my YouTube, and it is a sped up video of the canvas painting, which I ended up putting in my kitchen. We got our new iPhones. I got the iPhone X thanks to hubby, and he ended up taking the iPhone 8 because we switched over to T-Mobile. Then on the 7th, I had an eye exam because I'm thinking about getting the PRK done. And then I made some very delicious salmon on the skillet for dinner. The next day, I decided to draw my son because he's been sitting up a lot more. Well, definitely a lot more now because it's the end of the month. But he's been doing really well with sitting up at the beginning of the month. So I just like looking at all his rolls and all his little baby chub. So I wanted to draw that. And then we celebrated my husband's birthday at Papado's. And his birthday was actually the next day, but we celebrated it early. And then I also made some steak. And we watched Family Feud with the Kardashians, which was pretty funny. The next day, I heard about IHOP changing to IHOB, and I think that's ridiculous. Moving on. I would say the last half of the month, our family's been kind of sick, and it started at towards the middle of the month. And so I don't know what was going on, but even to now, we're still kind of like trying to get over. It's just getting passed around all four of us, so I don't know what is going on. But then on the 13th, I decided to start Bible journaling again and doing my scripture pages. The 14th and the 15th, we were packing. Don't mind my son, he's playing. We were packing, and when we pack, I typically take a day to pack for myself, and then I take the next day to pack for my kids, so, or vice versa. In the past, I used to pack like the day of or the night before we leave, but now having kids and stuff, I realize it's so much easier to pack a couple days in advance. So that works for us. And then we arrived in Colorado visiting family, and my nephew had his first YMCA baseball game, so we were able to go to that, which was fun. And it was like a beautiful day in Colorado. It was hot, but on that day it wasn't particularly too hot. It was weird. It was like perfect. There was a breeze. You could sit outside in Colorado any day during the summer, but this day was like the perfect day to be outside. Then it was Father's Day on Sunday, so we went to the zoo, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and that was fun. It was a workout, especially for my son. He had the blast, but he was definitely exhausted. I think the following day he slept almost the whole day because he was so tired, and then trying to get used to the altitude. We went to visit my dad's grave. The next day we kind of just relaxed at home, enjoyed the weather, and then we went to go see some of our friends that live in Peyton, and that was pretty much it. I didn't know what else to put on here. It was just kind of a lazy day for us. I decided to do some stippling effect here with the Rocky Mountains and Pikes Peak. And then on our last day, we decided to go to the park. There's this new water park behind the house, and it's actually really nice because when I was growing up there, this area that they now have the water park in was like a protected area because there was an animal species that was going to be extinct or something, and so no one could build back there, but then somehow they're able to move the animal to a different habitat, and now we have this amazing water park. Then on Wednesday, it was all about the travel. So we finally got back to San Antonio, and I don't know why I drew the plane going up. I should have drew it in the other direction because it's actually like the skyline of San Antonio, or a piece of it. And then you know how it goes when you finally get back in town and then you have to unpack. So we didn't even unpack on this day. We hardly even unpacked on the day we should have unpacked and kind of procrastinated. Friday, I was working on a really big project, and that's why I don't even have any journaling entries about it. So I just drew my iPad, which is where I do a lot of my project planning or preparing. And then on Saturday I was invited to go to Painting with a Twist, which was my first time, and it was very fun. That was pretty cool to it was like my first like art class since high school, I guess you could say, so really enjoyed that. And I did post some pictures of what we drew on my Instagram. And then cleaning the house and just trying to wash clothes and all that, and I found my old iPhone. Let me get it. This guy, look at it, it's so tiny. Anyway, and with that iPhone I was able to get my dad's voice messages, so I could replay them over and over again. So on the 25th, I decided to sign up for Skillshare, and I have been finding that very useful. I've been working on trying to make my drawings better through Photoshop, because Photoshop is a beast. And so I found Skillshare is actually really helpful for that, and a ton of other things. And excuse my son, he has the hiccups. And then we had Parmesan crusted chicken. And yeah, I've been documenting a lot of what I've been making my dinners, because I've been trying to focus on dinners that are part of the keto or keto safe, I guess you could say. I'm still trying to do the keto diet, although some days, you know, I cheat a little bit. So Tuesday, had some drinks, and so we watched the new season of Wentworth, and this is an Australian show and is awesome. So for those of you who like new shows, I would definitely check this out. It's like the Australian version of Orange is the New Black, but this one came out before Orange is the New Black. And then I was deciding on Wednesday, as I realized July was approaching pretty quickly, whether or not I should do One Book July, and then I finally decided to go ahead and do it. I do have my video up on my One Book July preparation for July, and that's up on my YouTube channel. So I was just thinking about how to prepare for it, and I finally did that and started filming it, and now it's up. Then on Friday was movie night. It's like the first time in weeks that we've actually seen a movie in the house. And we saw Den of Thieves and Blockers, and actually they were both pretty good. This was more serious, Den of Thieves, and then Blockers was pretty funny. And then on the last day, I was feeding my son, and I realized as I was feeding him, starting to feed him baby food now that he's like 6 months. I should have started a long time ago. But anyway, long story short, he's in love with green beans, which is the weirdest thing, because it's just weird to me that he loves green beans. And then I think I did a video on this spread. I did, and I made it into a calendar, and it is up in my Etsy shop. Yes, go check that out. Thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Alright, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!